Jesus, I bounced off the fucking camera. I got beer on the microphone. Holy shit. That was
out of control.
That was
Alex.
a good one already. Fucking, I said I was trying to keep it all in bounds. Yeah, for a little bit of context, I got fucked up with Jasper last night, drank a bottle of scotch and fucked up a review hectically. There were moments like an hour before we even sat down, like we still had an hour of The Expanse to watch, where I'm like, I am fucking wrecked. I looked at Jasper, I'm fucking wrecked. I'm wrecked, bro. My name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching two drunk Aussies sitting in the garage talking about Star Wars.
So I'm generally curious about the intros. So it's like hi, I'm Alex Campbell, I'm Mark Palmer, and you're watching Dissecting Trek. But when it's The Mandalorian, it's like you're watching two drunk Aussies discuss Star Wars.
I don't know.
I'm fine with it. It's just a general curiosity.
Yeah.
Is it because we're always drunk by the time we actually start talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, we did all those two drunk Aussies discuss the future of Star Wars. They're up here, they're down there. Watch them. So I don't know. Show got branded as drunk Aussies talking about Star Wars.
I mean, our reviews are drunk Aussies talking about whatever we're reviewing.
We're always drunk and we're always Aussies.
We are Aussies.
And we are drunk.
Always.
Yeah. So straight up, R.I.P. Jeremy Bullock. The guy in the original Boba Fett suit.
Another one.
We lost Darth Vader and Boba Fett. And it's weird that Boba Fett is so prominent during this season.
And nothing to do with that guy.
Nothing to do with Jeremy Bullock whatsoever. Yeah, I went to a Star Wars convention when I was a kid with Reese Dahl, and I had this Boba Fett action figure. Reese Dahl, that's gone back. And yeah, I met Jeremy Bullock and I got him to sign it. And I would always open the box and play with the figure, and I fucked the box up and I end up throwing it out, so I don't have it anymore.
Oh, wow.
It actually,
he's dead now, Alex. You can't get it again.
It weighed really heavily on my psyche that it wasn't in mint condition. So I don't know. I got to the point where I just had to throw it out because it was more damaging to my psyche to look at the box that I fucked up because I was playing with the toy signed by the guy.
You were just a kid. Kids have toys they want to play. I
know. But it would generally, I lay in bed at night thinking about that box and how I fucked it up.
That's kind of cool, though. It shows that your engravement into caring about that sort of shit came early.
Yeah. And it's also not kind of cool that I don't have a signed Boba Fett figure by Jeremy Bullock, who I met when I was a kid, to be like, R.I.P.
That would probably skyrocket in value now that he's dead too.
Yeah, it would, but I don't have it.
You're welcome for me reminding
Thank
you
you.
of that.
I have the figure somewhere, but I do not have the box or the
remember
signature.
that Boba Fett figure.
It was really cool. It was hyper detailed.
We used to play with it all the time.
Yeah,
We've been friends for 21 years.
We've been friends for 21 years or some shit. Yeah, he had Parkinson's, which is really sad. It's like a degenerative neuron disease. Billy Connolly has it, and Ozzy Osbourne's been diagnosed with it not that long ago, which is really sad. We'll probably get it. I hope not.
Fuck no.
I'm gonna go from cancer, bro. That's my ticket.
Yeah, I'm definitely headed that way.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Billy Connolly recently, and yeah, it was just really sad, eh? He's so great and positive and upbeat though. It was I get out of fucking bed and it's a struggle, and I put my shoes on and it's a fucking struggle, and laying down in bed's a fucking struggle, but you just gotta get through it and you just gotta fucking live it, and that's what you're doing now. You're not on stage anymore, but this is fucking it. And I'm like, he's still my life is fucking terrible and my body is just falling apart
but he's
around
still
me.
You know what, fuck it, that's just it.
Yeah,
this is
I'm
what's
alive, I'm dealing with it, what else can you do?
Yeah, it's if you're not dealing with it, you might as well be dead.
Yeah, which he will be soon, and Ozzy, and us. Hopefully not that soon with us.
When he dies, let's review the Boondock Saints.
We can do that.
Cool.
We can do that. Yeah, so we open with an incredibly tense...
Oh, we're talking Mandalorian, by the way, not just Star Wars.
This is a review...
This is actually the finale.
The Mandalorian.
Of the finale of Mandalorian Season 2. In case you're not up to speed right now.
Well, the title would have said blah, blah, blah. You're fired. I clicked on a Mandalorian review. I know what it is.
Yeah, but we've been spouting nonsense this whole time. We haven't even mentioned the Mandalorian yet. At this point, people with attention spans in this day and age on the internet, bro.
Yeah, I know. There's been so many reviews where like it's titled as something and you click into it and it's not it at all. It's like an Expanse review, and then it's Steve and I talking about
like
Sean
people would
Connery.
be used to that by now. On this channel at least.
I mean, if I did things to get clicks, then these videos would be completely different.
That's very true.
I'm just doing what I do. Nobody's watching them, and that's perfectly fine by me.
Watching them.
I mean, yeah, there are some people watching.
You can't like take away from it, even if it's not a lot of people. The people who are viewing them is fucking insane.
Yeah.
There are YouTube channels where people don't even get any views at all.
True. Thank you, sir. So
thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching this. If you're still watching, if you're not, that's fine. We're with an incredibly tense sequence of Slave One attacking an Imperial shuttle with Dr. Pershing on it.
Yeah, I was like, at first when I saw it, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? You know what I mean?
Just immediately cuts into the action.
I skipped the recap. I really shouldn't do that, I guess. Because I'm like, I've seen all this. I know what's going on. But then it starts in a scene like that. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I do like that though, when a show like...
catches you off guard.
Yeah, it just immediately starts in like a moment. And then you have to, as the audience, figure out what's happening.
An episode like this, you have to start like that. I feel like it needs to get straight to the point.
Yeah, especially if they're in like 47 minutes.
What a way to do it in a space fight too. You know, it doesn't have to get straight to the point, straight up with characters. It has a few moments to get ahead with the whole what's going on in space before showing characters.
There's a great shot too of like the Imperial shuttle, and they're looking through the windshield of the cockpit, and Slave One like comes up, and it's all like intense and suspenseful.
Fucking oath. And why without dialogue too, huh? Which is pretty cool. Like just reactions, which I liked.
Yeah. And then Slave One docks, and old Din Djarin and Cara Dune come on, and we get some really intense dialogue with one of the pilots. He gets the old doctor guy, and he shoots the other pilot.
No. Let's go into how he shoots the other pilot first. Like that was full on, man.
Typical
like,
Imperial.
He's all like, all right, this is what's going on. The other guy's just like, whoa. He clearly sees the armor and shit, knows what's going on. He's like, okay.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
This guy.
Yeah.
And then instantly, bang.
Yeah. He's like, I get paid $35,000 a year for this. I'm not ready to die for it.
And then he gets killed by his own fucking mate, who would have been talking about fucking Slim Jims before this happened.
Yes, he would have. And then so this guy has old Dr. Pershing, or however you pronounce his name. And then he starts rattling off all this intense dialogue to Cara Dune, talking about watching Alderaan burn and explode.
Oh, that's right, her reaction to when he mentioned Alderaan.
I think so.
He fed off it.
Yeah. And then it was really like intense and dark, and Cara Dune has some like demons in her closet, eh?
That's what makes her such a good character. None of this shit appeared until this season either. She was just a badass in the last season, but they're not forcing her character on you. They're fleshing her out slowly but surely.
Yeah. I hope she gets a lot of time in like
Squadron, some shit of the Republic.
Someone of the New Republic. I forget what it's called. Yeah, because I'd be down to see more character.
I like her character a lot too, and like all this shit with Alderaan. Like, can you that's intense, man. Her whole planet was just vaporized, and he's like, I watched it happen.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
it's like 900 9/11s.
Yeah.
I saw your planet destroyed. I was on the Death Star.
So he was just doing his day job. He might have been eating lunch or whatever in the cafeteria, and all of a sudden.
I was imagining him.
I imagine I actually had this thought while we were watching it too, that most of the people on the Death Star would have been like, why? You know what I mean? They wouldn't have. Grand Moff Tarkin wouuld have made some big announcement.
Because it was just on a whim, really.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a fuck? But they're just gonna be like, what the fuck? And then rumors will spread and so on and so forth.
And then Cara Dune just shoots his head off. With the doctor guy there. And he's like, my ear! We get the opening titles, and then we cut to old Din Djarin and Boba Fett going into like a old school saloon. Bo-Katan and her lady friend. I don't know her lady friend's name.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how awesome it is, and the whole different demeanor like Mando has when there's two of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They walk into there.
Seeing both of them together is really
and
fulfilling.
Mando is just not Mando. Fucking Bob is just so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw Bo-Katan, I'm like, I fucking knew it. I'm like, there's Bo-Katan.
I like how immediately it's just like, yeah, she's here, she's on the. Well, yeah, they do go through a bit of dialogue, but like they don't waste any time. They can't really.
She. It's so weird that conversation though. Like it starts out like, yeah, I need your help coming to do this, and she starts going on blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden it's almost like she's asking him permission to come on the mission.
She was like really horribly offended that a clone of Jango Fett is wearing Mandalorian armor too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about Disney canon, but I know in Legends continuity, Jango Fett. No, I actually think it is Disney, because in Legends continuity, Jango Fett was the last of the Mandalorians before they got introduced into the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
Dooku fought off the last of the Mandalorians, and then he took Jango Fett aside, and that's why he sort of... They were connected in the Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But that changed, I guess, with Disney when Lucas came along, and at that point, it was almost like it shifted, and Jango Fett wasn't a true Mandalorian. He had all the training and everything, but then he went off on his own.
Well, I think she like views Jango Fett as a legitimate Mandalorian, but because Boba's a clone, she's like, you're just a fucking clone.
Yeah, her fucking, when she said, I've heard your voice a million times.
Yeah.
Because he has the exact same voice as the clone army.
Yeah, and he's genetically identical. So she's like, you're not a legitimate Mandalorian, you're a fucking carbon copy of millions of these people.
True. She wouldn't see him as, had Jango had literally cloned him as a son.
Yeah,
she wouldn't even know that. She would just be like...
Because Boba is different, he didn't have any like the accelerated growth. Yeah.
I don't think Captain Rex is still fucking there. I mean, he was apparently at the Battle of Endor.
Jesus.
I wouldn't be surprised if he made an appearance at some point, but he's old as fuck. Even Rebels, he had like a big grey beard.
Yeah.
You are not a Mandalorian.
Never said I was.
That was a cool fight though.
That was fucking awesome.
Between the second chick and Bob. When he said, there was a moment like you can't see his face, but he was almost like, holy shit. You know, what the fuck? And he was limping a bit?
Yeah. She like runs up a wall and gets him in a headlock.
Jetpack.
Yeah, flamethrower. They have a flamethrower off. The flamethrowers just cancel each other out. I don't know if that's how fire works, but okay.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna fucking nitpick the physics of how fire interacts with fire.
Go for the fucking the like grappling fucking thing first, and then it's just like
that
fuck,
doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and then they got this moment where it's connected. He should have done the Django thing and just let go of it, and then flamethrower.
Yeah.
Enough, both of you. If we had shown half that spine to the Empire, we would have never lost our planet.
They sit down and clearly and concisely outline the plan of attack, which I always really like. You know, you come off stuff like Star Trek Picard where you're constantly confused and you have no idea what is happening or why it's happening or why anyone's doing anything. And for a show to just like, The Expanse does this a lot too, it like just sits you down and goes, these are the pieces, these are the events, they're not going to play out how we plan them out, but just to sit you down and go like, this is the plan that we have. It's like, okay, cool, I'm following.
It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Fucking 5 minutes, not even.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery started to, and I had no idea. I normally review the first episode, and I went on Netflix, and it's like already finished. I'm like,
Well, we reviewed the first. You'd have to watch all of it to get that.
No, I didn't do that with the second. Maybe I did. I think I did watch. It was like such a passive watch though.
Yeah, it's like,
and I put like season 1 on the telly, and I'm playing bass, and I'm doing the dishes, and just so, and then no, fuck that. I'm not reviewing Star Trek Discovery anymore.
Fine.
It's bad!
Done.
The Picard. if Picard comes back.
We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a crack.
It was a slog.
Maybe the first and last episode.
We'll see how we go.
Well, I don't make it through the full season. Anyway.
It was a slog. Yeah, so, Dr. Fucking, how do you pronounce his name?
Let's just call him Bashir. I know it's not the same guy.
Dr. Pershing.
Bashir.
Yeah, he's always, been portrayed as, he's not evil, he's just a scientist.
He's a scientist and the Empire probably pays really well.
Yeah, but he was straight up like, care of the Dark Troopers. This is how long it'll take them to wake up. This is where Grogu is. Like, just told them everything.
See, I think even in the episode he's first introduced, he cares about Grogu. He doesn't want Grogu to suffer.
I very much got the impression from him that, like, yeah, he's not an evil Imperial.
I think he's fascinated by what he could do with Grogu's DNA.
He's a scientist. He's not, As soon as they get promoted to, like, officers in the Imperial, they just fucking turn evil.
I don't think it's
people.
that. I think it's that if you're not evil, you don't get promoted.
Yeah. And then, once again, we get a great action sequence with this shuttle, like, landing in the front of this, like, cruiser. And it's incredible.
The Slave One, Boba Fett's piloting and shit. It was insane.
He's pretending to chase the shuttle, and they're trying to land in the front of the ship, and they're
didn't see it
launching
coming.
TIE fighters, so that kind of fucks up their plan, and it all gets hectic, and it's edited so well, it all looks
Why
so
would you not
beautiful.
plan for them to launch TIE fighters?
I
No,
don't
they
know.
did though. They did plan for that because that's how they got into the hangar.
Yeah, that's how they got in, but I think in their initial plan they didn't outline that, and then they said, well, we're launching TIE fighters, and I'm like, ooh.
And then one thing I did think is like, okay, cool, they're all good. Now Bob has to fucking deal with the TIE fighters. But he did. He was gone.
Dropped it off.
I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. I was sad that he wasn't in the ship, like, doing all the stuff, but we've gotten so much Boba Fett that I did not expect in this season. And did you watch the after credits scene?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, okay. I thought maybe in the back
It
of my
wasn't
mind.
enough. I had to watch more. I had to skip through the credits.
I seen the credits and it was like 7 minutes of credits. I'm like, that's a lot of credits. And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I did the first thing. I press X or whatever on PlayStation to kind of see how much space was left. And it was like this much of the bar. I'm like, there's more here.
Yeah. I just scroll on my mouse and I see pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to get a lot more Boba Fett, but we'll...
It'll be in a book though.
I think it's a show. Oh,
You think the show's called The Book of Boba Fett?
I think so.
That wasn't announced in their 13 fucking episodes. I reckon it's a novel series.
Maybe.
And he might appear in some of the episodes of different ones.
We'll get to it at the end too, because I have a theory about something else it might be.
Okay, we'll get to it at the end then. Let's continue.
Yeah, the shuttle lands, and this is kind of the moment, like, you got all the girls running around shooting the stormtroopers, and we've talked about it.
Okay, why the fuck isn't old mate... Oh no, she is wearing a helmet, that's why. That was the fucking sniper chick who wasn't wearing it.
Yeah, you got Cara
There was a
Dune.
moment there, because they look pretty similar.
Yeah.
There's a moment there where I thought, I'm like, why the fuck isn't she wearing her mask? Why would you not be wearing your mask in that moment?
Yeah.
It wasn't her, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no, the Mandalorians are wearing the helmets. And yeah, it's like probably like a 5-minute scene.
You get sick of watching stormtroopers get shot.
Yeah, because there's no suspense, there's no tension, there's no threat. Like they're running through the stormtroopers, and they do have the dark troopers. Little moments intercut with them waking up, which does create tension, suspense.
That's more of a Mando thing though than them killing the stormtroopers.
Yeah, all the scenes of them killing stormtroopers on it.
So let's just they shot.
There's even a shot where I don't even remember who it was. Maybe Fennec, the sniper lady, but like she dodges a blaster bullet.
I know, right?
So how slow do blaster bullets move?
I know you visually see them, but I'm pretty sure in actuality they would fire as fast as a bullet.
Well, yeah, you can't dodge bullets.
Yeah, but it's just a badass shot, I guess.
Yeah.
If you can dodge a blaster, like, what's the point?
Yeah, you need to be like reasonably athletic and have good cardio, and then you can't get shot.
It was just a badass shot. What should remind me? She's clearly sticking with Boba Fett. Why the fuck is she on the ship?
I don't know. She wanted to help Mandy, I guess.
Yes, but yeah, I guess part of the plan, whatever. And it showed that they were. It showed that they were all badass, like elites.
Yeah, and the stormtroopers are like,
they're grunts. They're grunts. I mean, against civilians, they would fucking.
But do we need so many scenes with them just demolishing stormtroopers?
That's just bait for the cunts who don't give a shit.
Terrible. And I talked about it, but all those little intercutting moments of the Dark Troopers waking up was fucking great. And then Mandy rocks up and one's at the door.
Dude, I just love it. It's like, no, and tries to close the door.
You even got all these shots of them, like, just like in uniform.
Dude, I love the way they did that too, because like, he tried to close the door. Old mate gets it open. Old mate's a dark trooper, by the way.
Oh my.
Gets out and then it closes. So it's like, okay, cool. So this is what it's like to deal with one. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, so it's a Terminator.
Yeah.
Like,
That massive Terminator vibes.
This is like takes droids to a different level, man. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Jedi, as soon as I was like, yeah, Jedi can fuck these cunts up. But I was like, he's not a fucking Jedi.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a great setup for later on. It's like, here's what one can do. And yeah, it just like, Din gets through it eventually, but like, it fucking wrecks him.
I thought when he flamethrowed this middle, I thought that was going to do it.
Yeah.
He fucking
And
did
he
it.
even did like the singing birds or whatever
Which
they're called.
did nothing. I mean, it was like knocked him around, but that's nothing.
Yeah, then eventually got him with the Beskar fucking spear. And yeah, that moment where he's pummeling his helmet.
I
Yeah.
thought for a second the helmet was indenting. I'm like, no fucking way, not Beskar. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's just the fucking wall.
Yeah.
He's sinking into the wall at every punch.
Yeah, once again, like that scene was incredible, but my mind always just like gets slightly pulled out by like just reality. It's like he would be so fucked up. Like his head is in there, like the physics aren't negated, like he's all fucked
It's
up.
a pretty good helmet.
I know, but if your head is in the metal thing,
you would be.
it's a bell getting fucking rung.
Dude, I
on
mean,
your
it
head.
kind of shows that he doesn't get up and just like do a backflip, but he kind of like.
Yeah.
He's just.
But, like-
That's the best part. He was just falling and failing and getting
rolling
launched
around
across
floor.
the.
But yeah, like his neck would be broken. Like, he'd just
He
be like,
got owned. He got fucking destroyed.
I was imagining, I was skipping for a little bit, won't
And
talk
then-
about it, but at the end when he takes his helmet, it just like blinds. Like,
Brain aneurysm.
yeah.
I thought, I'm like, he beats a trooper, right? And I thought to myself, I'm like, why the fuck would you put an airlock right
Yeah.
where all the troopers are?
Yeah, specifically where they can fly, so maybe it's for them to fly, I guess. You open it up and then they fly
That's
out.
true, because they jetpack through space, which we fucking see later.
Yeah. It takes them a while to figure it out though. They're
So I
out
was
there
like,
for a
oh,
while.
thank fuck, you know, happy days at first.
I was kind of like, oh no, all the tension and the suspense is just flowing out of the room. But it comes back.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, after that, Moff Gideon, of course, he realizes what's going on. Din Djarin has rung him up on the phone and been like, I'm coming to get ya. And then this ship is coming. He's like, okay, I know what's happening.
I'm going down thinking I'm gonna have. He has the Darksaber already ignited when he comes in.
So he's standing there.
He's just ready. Can you imagine what it would have been like that 30-40 minutes? Just like with the Darksaber out, just like
You need the intercut moments of him standing there waiting while Din Djarin's fighting the Dark Trooper.
yeah, with this ignited. If he makes one wrong move with this thing, he'll slice his fucking leg.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I got an itch. Oh fuck.
Yeah, so Din comes in, Moff Gideon does some stupid fake out where he's like, now, I'll let you go. I
Dude,
was
we've
like,
taken what we need. Blah blah blah.
yeah, I was like, of course he's not.
I'm like,
gonna
he's
do that.
he's obviously
He's evil. He's Gustavo
and
Fring.
I mean, the blood ran out once. It's gonna run out again.
Yeah.
And fucking and of course he goes, "Vroom," but it's like, thank fuck for the best guy. If it wasn't for the best guy, he'd be.
He'd be dead. Yeah, so he said a bunch of things. He already has all the blood he needs. The potential to bring order to the galaxy. Is it just snow?
I'm sorry, it's hinting towards Sidious. That's what it's heading towards. There's no way. I have no doubt in my mind where he's trying to bring Sidious back.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I'm an outspoken critic of the filmmaking errors with the prequels, but they're all canon and they're all part of this.
Part of the universe.
And I'm an outspoken critic of the sequel movies and the filmmaking errors. I mean, it's canon, and Snoke and Sidious tie into this. I mean, it sucks because I just want to forget it. I want to forget it.
I don't have an issue with the fact that it's towards that. The thing I have an issue with is the fact that it's 30 years before that, and it's like, okay, cool, you got the blood now. Why does it take 30 years for him to come back? Because, I'm sorry, if it was at, say, the Rise of Skywalker, and he was good to go. He was just biding his time, then okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was fucked. It was like he was barely back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, none of that was explained.
No, he may not even be either.
I mean, it might be something else, but
Later down the track it will.
This child is extremely gifted and has been blessed with rare properties that have the potential to bring order back to the galaxy.
Yeah. So then, this fight between old Din Djarin and Moff Gideon, the choreography was probably some of the best in the series so far, and the editing was on point. Yeah, it was just
some of the best
great.
in Star Wars so far. Like, dude, just the every moment was like, okay, if he doesn't manage to deflect this with his best guy, he's losing limbs, man.
Yeah. I love the way when he finally gets a spear out too, because there's a moment where like he's just like saving himself. As always, I love that how he's not this super competent superhero. He's not Thor. He
doesn't even know what the fuck that thing is.
Yeah, he's just like rolling around getting his ass kicked constantly. Yeah, he's indie. He gets out the spear and just during the moments where they were battling, it's like a little subtle moment just to increase the suspense. But it was like getting red. So you got this like thing in your mind. It's like
how resilient is it? We know it can stop it. That doesn't mean it can't cut through it.
Yeah. He defeats fucking Moff Gideon, and then this was a moment.
He doesn't kill him, and even Moff Gideon's like, oh, well, this is interesting.
Yeah, and then I did not see any of this coming whatsoever. Din Djarin's like the ruler of Mandalore now.
Yeah, okay, I admit I didn't know about that. As soon as I saw the fight go down and him disarm him and shit, I'm like, oh, you should have killed him and then just given the lightsaber back, because I'm sure Bo-Katan wouldn't have been like, oh no, I need to beat you in combat. You know, she's just going to like, okay, cool, thanks. But since Moff Gideon's there and now he tells us like, okay, well now I have to prove myself. Because the whole idea behind it is that the person, you have to disarm the person who was the ruler beforehand.
Yeah.
To become the ruler, otherwise it's not rightfully yours. Which is exactly what happens in the Clone Wars. Spoilers. I actually have to say that because Brad watched one of our reviews and I spoiled some of the Clone Wars for him.
This show's so bad with spoilers.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but it's been
spoil
out for longer than a week. You should have seen it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the whole idea is that you're supposed to defeat them in thing, and basically when Maul ends up facing off with one of the leaders of Death Watch, which is what Bo-Katan was the second in charge of the leader of that.
Yeah.
Maul takes on the guy using the Darksaber.
Yeah.
Disarms him, and then he's like, well, now it's yours, blah blah. Then he kills him, and then from that moment, that's the reason Maul becomes the ruler of Mandalore, because he disarmed and defeated the guy Darksaber.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as like character dynamics go and like interpersonal drama interjected into narrative, it's so great that we got these two good guys that kind of on the same side, but now Bo-Katan's like, what the fuck?
The worst part is
Din Djarin's like, I don't care about any of this. I came here for the child. Like it's drama, right? It's really good inter-character drama.
Yeah, because he will fight to defend himself, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic.
Just fucking take it.
He never wanted it.
Dude, kill Moff Gideon right now.
She's super pissed off at him. Yeah,
she's all pissed off. It's like, dude, what did you want me to fucking do?
Yeah, I came here to save the child.
Take it. I don't want Mandalore.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. She's going, like, if there is a third season, this is going to be a big thing.
No, it belongs to her.
She can't take it. It must be won in battle.
And oh my god, I just want to take a moment to go into how much I loved Moff Gideon's fucking pleasure in describing all this.
He's an evil motherfucker, right?
Yeah, he knows he's fucked.
Yeah, just pitting them against each other.
The joy.
Yeah. Just deliberately manipulating them openly against each other. And Din's like, would you take this?
To him for studying the blade and knowing what
he knows, all the mythology and history and whatnot.
Well, clearly there's something that happened because in Rebels, Bo-Katan gets given the Darksaber.
I did see a video where that had happened previously, so like...
Something's happened where he's gotten it off her.
Yeah.
So it's just like, fuck.
So then, all the Dark Troopers come back, and we've got that great setup with how crazy they are.
They fly back into the ship with their jetpacks.
Yeah, at this point in time, not as soon as they went out, so I guess they were having a spin.
Do you think they, like, share a hive mind? Because they don't communicate with each other.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Because they don't.
everything
I
in
figured,
unison.
like, at first, I'm like, it's not such a big deal. But then when I realized that they're not all trying to get into the bridge, that they've all sanctioned themselves around the ship, you think that they must share a hive mind.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so we've got all our heroes set up, and another like gripe I have with this show is our cover. No one ever takes cover. It's just like plot armor. They just like waltz into a situation just shooting blasters, and they're not going to get shot. But yeah, like you see the dark troopers knocking on the door, the tension and suspense are mounting, and then you see a shot of them, and it's just a control room, and they're just all like standing there in the open.
Everyone's dead, which is exactly what you said. I'm betting that because they're vicious barbarians, they killed everyone on the bridge. It's like, in reality, why the fuck would you do that? But then I think back to Revenge of the Sith with Obi-Wan and fucking Anakin just slaughtering the droids who aren't even fighting back on the bridge of General Grievous' ship.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they do that. I wouldn't do it. I'm like, look, either you fly the ship or you die.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no one's taking cover. And then, we get and I wrote down a joke here, Mark. Mark, a joke!
Okay.
Then when all is fucked and the suspense is intense, we get the Deuce X-Wing Machina. Thank you.
Oh my god, this scene.
A lone X-Wing flies in.
Do you know what? Okay, so can I walk you through what my interpretation of the scene was, and then you can go for yours?
That is fair enough.
So I saw the X-Wing land, right? I'm not verbalizing anything, I'm watching this with my wife. And I'm just watching, and I'm like, okay, an X-Wing. And then you see the Jedi clearly fighting everyone on all the dark troops and fucking them up. And my wife's like, oh, it's Ahsoka. It's Ahsoka. I'm like, that's not Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I paused it at this point. I'm like, there's only one lightsaber. That's not Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So I don't want to miss a second of it,
She's
you
like,
know? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, she's like, yeah, but what if she's just using one? I'm like, well, for one, it's dark troops. I doubt that she would risk just using one. And two, Ahsoka was never part of the rebellion. She helped them out on occasion.
Yeah, she doesn't have an X-Wing.
But she wasn't part. She doesn't have an X-Wing. She doesn't have access to that sort of thing. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then I thought back on the chick in that episode with the frog people where they get to the thing and there's a random hooded girl. There's a random hooded
it was
woman.
in the trailer and that never came of anything, did it?
I thought this was her at first. I was like,
That's
it's probably her. I'm like, but I didn't say anything. I just kept watching, and then I'm like, I said to my wife, I'm like, the lightsaber's green. Have a look at the hands. Tell me right now, is there one of them that happens to be wearing a black glove? And she's like, yeah, one of them's wearing a black glove. I'm like, that's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
And then it was Luke Skywalker.
I was like, oh, it's Luke. Like, not in the first shot of the X-Wing. And Kara has some off-the-hand comment. She's like, oh, one X-Wing. I thought it was maybe those two pilots that they'd shown a bunch of times.
That's what I assumed at first too.
Yeah, and then there's another shot of the X-Wing. I'm like, oh, it's Luke. Because that was already like an idea I had bashing that. Is Luke going to be the Jedi?
I was just terrified about, are they really going to risk that?
And they did, and we'll get into it. And I don't know. Like I said in our previous Star Trek review, I'd kind of come back and I was hungover and I wasn't in the best fucking headspace, and I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, you watched Mandalorian in this too?
Yeah, I was better, and I've watched it a second time, done notes and stuff, and warmed up to it. But yeah, just the whole like Last Jedi thing, and like for context, like I fucking love Luke. Like Luke is one of my childhood heroes, like maybe number one, if not number two, behind Indy. And yeah, it's just after seeing The Last Jedi and all that fucking bullshit.
You're worried.
Yeah, and the music was fucking great, and the whole like sequence with him on the monitors and killing everyone. Yeah, he sees belt buckling, he sees boots, and he sees glove, and I'm like, yeah, fucking Luke. And yeah, I don't know. You can just kind of like push aside your cynicism and just be like, no, I just enjoy it. And it was great, and it all worked effectively. But then, yeah, he comes on as just like the digital face.
Yeah, the same as Rogue One.
Yeah, it just...
while I loved him, like, that legitimately looks like Luke. I was like, I can see where they pasted his eyes on. You know, it's clearly the actor's bottom face. I put the mold there. They pasted his eyes on. But I was okay with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than it just be some young fucking different actor playing him.
I mean, I kind of got the feels. I kind of like got the emotional beats that I should have.
I definitely didn't get what I should have felt, but I was okay with it. Like I was like, okay, you know what? I know what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are trying to do here. If there's anyone I would be happy with this going to, is Luke.
It makes sense narratively, and yeah, in the credits, I don't know anything, and Disney haven't released any of the details about how they achieved it technically, but it is like Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill did do something in this role, and I love Mark Hamill. I love Luke Skywalker. But yeah, like even like how they did Leia, like they got a stunt double, and they like
she was dead.
Yeah, but like he might have had more of yeah, he obviously did the voice, which sounded weird to me too. Him trying to do a young person
I honestly
voice.
assumed it was an actor playing his voice, to be honest. But now that I think about it, if he was, like,
he's in the credits, like Mark Hamill.
It probably was his voice.
So what they'd normally do is get like a body double that is
has a similar shaped face and shit.
Yeah, and then they'd get like a whole bunch of old footage from all the old movies and all the old photos, whatever they can find, like make a digital version. And then if Mark Hamill was alive, they'd get him in, like scan some stuff and then try to like tweak it, and he would be part of the process, which is great because I love Mark Hamill, and great that he gets to do like a good Luke Skywalker thing that isn't The Last Jedi.
I'm betting he wanted to be a part of Mandalorian too. Like, I'm betting he's watching this shit and being like, oh my god, Star Wars done right, please let me be a part of this after bullshit.
That was one of the things of The Last Jedi, right? It sucked so much. Like, he was so emotionally hurt about it. Like, you hear you hear Harrison Ford talk about Han Solo. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. But like, yeah, Mark Hamill was actually emotionally invested in this character, and it hurt him emotionally what happened. So I was like, yeah, no, it's great and I love it. It's just when I'm watching it, and I'm like obviously a very like analytical guy, and it pulls me out. I'm not there in the moment. I'm analyzing the special effects, and I'm going, doesn't look like a person. Doesn't look like a person.
I did find myself doing that, but I also felt like I was somewhat in the moment.
Yeah, I was
trying to be in the moment of the lore, not in the moment of what I felt about Mark Hamill at the time while watching it.
Yeah, I'm always like fucking in like the world of creating film. I'm always in that. Oh, look at that angle. Oh, that must have been wires and then blue screen, and then it's just like, oh, I'm not here emotionally at all. I'm in technical world, and
that could have come down to your hangover too.
Yeah, maybe. And we'll see, like, we've talked about this in the previous episode, but opinions on movies do change. Like, you can watch a movie and hate it, and then 3 years later rewatch it and love it. So it'll be interesting to see what I think about this in a year's time.
What about that moment where there's a final Dark Trooper?
And it crushes
for the hell of it, he's just like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
That was actually really badass.
I was like, holy fuck. At that point, I'm like, definitely Luke. Finally showing off his badassness, you know?
I'm gonna be you entertain the audience.
Me entertain the audience? Okay, so Alex clearly didn't like the whole Luke thing, but I thought it was pretty good. He's back with the beer.
Interesting.
You'll see it in editing.
I will. So while Luke was doing all this stuff, we had Grogu like piping up and like going over to the monitors.
In the monitor and shit.
We were talking about this whole season, Din becoming Piccolo and taking on the responsibility, but he gives him up.
He does. He doesn't even ask anything, but it's not easy. Dude, fucking Pedro Pascal's acting here. He takes off his mask. He doesn't give a shit that anyone's watching, and it's the first time he's seen his face, and you can see it.
Yeah. For the whole Luke Skywalker thing, like I wasn't in there, I wasn't immersed, I was pulled out, I was analyzing it. Emotionally speaking, I was there when Din took off his helmet, Baby Yoda. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, I was there the whole time.
But
when he took off his helmet and he starts like touching his face, like it's just insane to think like, holy shit, he was so strict to it, he wouldn't even let Baby Yoda see his face. You know, I feel like he would have seen it, but he clearly didn't.
And now he's just taking it off in front of everyone.
The emotion of Baby Yoda's face.
Yeah.
She's like, Holy shit.
You're the guy I've been spending the last, like, whatever, year with.
Yeah.
I love it, because all this has been set up too, like, with the introduction of Bo-Katan, her talking about there being different creeds, and
Well, I
Mandy's
feel like
kinda
he's going to end up taking off his mask a lot more now. I feel like he's kind of...
We just took it off in front of everyone, like, you know, and he took it off in the Bill Burr episode.
Yeah, in the Bill Burr episode, though, it was kind of like, okay, because Bill Burr's like, you never took it off sort of thing, but this time he's like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah.
These Mandalorians are fucking doing it, I can fucking do it.
Yeah, but yeah, it is like they've worked up to this.
Huge character.
It's a character arc.
And Baby Yoda didn't want to go, and he puts him down, he's like holding on to his leg and shit.
And then R2 comes in, and I don't know whether they're just trying to have like a little...
R2 would have been with Luke, you know, before...
I mean, I know, yeah, it makes sense. R2, would have been in his X-Wing.
And the X-Wing has the... And before all this shit went down when Luke went into exile, he would have had R2 with him constantly.
Yeah. But yeah, like R2 and Baby Yoda have a moment, and it went on for like a while. And I don't know whether it was like just trying to say, hey, Baby Yoda's fine,
So
he'll be
cute.
good.
But he might have recognized him.
That's the other thing is, did he know him from back in the Jedi High Council days? R2 would have been around Anakin, Baby Yoda would have been
I kind
somewhere.
of, like, from a strictly, like, understanding of the whole Jedi Order, blah, 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 I think it's a very good thing that Baby Yoda, Grogu, ends up going with Luke instead of a Jedi from the Old Republic. Because they had so many things that was a major downfall for the Jedi.
Yeah, well,
like,
a lot of that was always really
attachment,
confusing.
Attachment and blah,
If they
blah,
just
blah.
let, like, Anakin, like...
be who he was, he may not have turned to the dark side.
Yeah, it's just that, like, don't ejaculate into women thing. Like, that doesn't turn out well, ever.
Dude, fucking ejaculate into women and make more powerful Jedi babies.
Yeah, it's like, the Catholic Church and, like, forced celibacy. Like, it never works out.
No.
It's one of our base instincts. Like, why?
And now Luke, he knows. He's studying what went wrong with the old.
And his
Jedi
new
Order.
doctrine is something completely different.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know. According to Legends continuity, I can't say Disney. That's the worst part. You can't. Is that Luke Skywalker with his new academy was never about. He didn't view any dark side ability as being evil. He viewed how you use it as evil.
Which
For
makes
instance,
more sense to me.
Force lightning, for instance.
Yeah.
If it's not used for torture, if it's used, say, to jumpstart a car, is that evil? Is that evil?
Yeah, jump starting a car.
That being said, that force power does require you to tap into the dark side to use.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a but that's new Disney canon as well.
Yeah, true.
In old Legends continuity, Plo Koon had a variant of force lightning.
Yeah, true, that's cool.
Yeah, it was like a yellow version, which was like not as like as you got darker, went more and more purple. Hence why Palpatine's was purple, Count Dooku's was blue, Plo Koon's was yellow.
Yeah, right. That's interesting. Yeah, so Luke says, "May the Force be with you," and him and Baby Yoda and old Grogu go away. So I think there is going to be a season 3 of The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, well, they announced it in that trailer thing. At first, I was like, I don't know, but they announced it.
It very much felt like a series end rather than a season end.
It felt like a series
They
end.
didn't have the concept art or the credits.
No,
The song was different.
Yeah.
The whole dynamic of the whole thing had changed. We got the behind the after the credit sequence, and yeah, like if it comes back,
a lot of the fan base won't watch it.
Well, it's not the lone wolf and cub dynamic anymore. It's not Mandy and Grogu. It's either these are my theories. They're gonna go into the whole fucking ruler of Mandalore and Darksaber and Bo-Katan thing.
I would watch that.
Oh, of course, yeah. Or they set up the Boba Fett thing and it's coming out. It said December 2021, which is the exact time that The Mandalorian Season 3 is coming out. So I thought maybe the Book of Boba Fett is like the third season is The Mandalorian is Boba. And maybe like Din is here and there a side character, but he's not the main character.
Well, he's still got to go through all this shit with the Darksaber, so... I mean, I want to see that come to its conclusion. That was too much of a to leave. I mean, most people, I guess, don't give a shit because they only care about Grogu.
Yeah.
But I mean, I loved Grogu and everything, but I want to see what the fuck happens with Mando.
Yeah, well, yeah, they've set up something here. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I applaud them for like...
It's risky. Getting rid of Baby Yoda.
It's very risky, but that's what you want. You don't want, fucking home and away. It's the same shit every season 100%. For 35 years. You change it up, and the story's done. Like, How many seasons of...
I view there being one more season and that's it.
And like the dynamic has shifted completely and utterly. Baby Yoda's saved now. What's Mandy doing?
Exactly. Well, we got to find out what he's doing. I reckon he's going to feel lost.
Yeah. I think
he fucking went through all this shit to save him, and then Luke just comes in right at the end.
Gives him
I
up.
guess he fucks up all the Dark Troopers, so he definitely played his part. If he didn't do that, they would have just died.
They would have died. Yeah. It's funny too, like how outgunned they are than a Jedi. Just like,
yeah, just fucked them up. Well, I think their biggest problem with the Dark Troopers is they're all melee. They had blasters, but they didn't use them.
Yeah, they didn't. For some reason.
I just want to say, the ending with fucking Boba Fett going to Jabba's. As soon as I saw Jabba's palace. I didn't put two and two together. For some reason, I didn't think Boba Fett, obviously.
Yeah, when I scanned through it, I seen Boba Fett. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I like cut. It was like a perfect cut to Jabba's palace there. And then I was like, oh, what the fuck, Jabba's palace? And then old mate Twilight's gotten all fat and he's a new crime lord.
This is only like 6 years after, or maybe 7 years after Return of the Jedi.
I mean, 7 years is actually a long time.
I mean, you can put on fucking 100 kilos in 7 years if you want to.
I personally, even though I do love Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, I don't feel that's the way it would have worked. I feel like the Hutts would have sent another Hutt to replace Jabba.
Well, yeah, it's just like you shoot Bib Fortuna and you sit in the chair, and now you're the Lord of the Underworld. That's how it works?
That's obviously how it works.
I mean, that's what happened. But
before that, Darth Maul was in a very prominent position.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, so like, of course, I'll sit down and watch a show of Boba Fett being the Lord of the fucking Underworld.
But does it fit his personality? Like, that's the curious thing.
I don't know
Boba Fett's personality.
Yeah, we don't know his personality. I have to say that, like, Tamora Morrison has done an amazing job this season. And I've loved every moment.
I don't know how much of it he was doing, but he's done an amazing job.
Yeah, I don't know how much of him was in the suit. There was one shot where he was fat, and it was definitely Tamora Morrison. But there were a few action scenes where I'm like, that's not... Well, yeah, obviously, like, Pedro Pascal doesn't do all the crazy...
Yeah, he carries the persona.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like season 3 of The Mandalorian is gonna be like half Boba Fett, half Din Djarin, and it's gonna be following, because it's just weird that they're both coming out at the exact same time, and they didn't announce a Boba Fett series, and now they're both playing at the exact same time.
I think it's gonna be a book.
You reckon it's gonna be a book?
It's called the Book of Boba Fett.
It's called the Book of Boba Fett.
I think it's gonna be a novel series.
But the Book of Eli was a film.
Yeah, I guess, but that doesn't mean shit. I personally feel like it's going to be a novel series, but I could be wrong.
I mean, that would be horribly disappointing.
I mean, not for people who read books.
I read books, I don't read Star Wars books. I read, like...
Maybe you should read that.
Maybe I will.
Get you into
but you
Star
know,
Wars
it's like live action Boba Fett new books.
I know.
It's live action
thing.
stuff, and then it's like a book, and you're like,
what?
what?
Who's to say old man who plays Boba Fett wants to do a whole series?
I mean, of course he does.
What
else is he doing?
I mean, maybe he's just chilling.
He is chilling, but he also wants to play Boba Fett.
I would want to play Boba Fett.
I've like read interviews with him talking about it, like his waning career, like he had a massive spike and then a drop off, and now this is coming back, and him like lamenting of the fact that he kind of made a few mistakes and he did movies he shouldn't have done, and he was arrogant about the whole process, and
he thought he
fucked up.
That was it.
He did make it, but then he realized
he
can slip away if you start doing shit movies. Everyone stops caring.
Okay, shit, Hayden Christensen.
Nah. Jumper was a piece of art.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a piece of art, but I enjoyed it.
It
had fucking him and Mace Windu's last showdown, mate.
It did. No Mace Windu this season, bro.
Yeah, no, you were so committed to that idea.
Hey, I didn't think he was coming back. I wanted him to come back. Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker.
I get it, but
I watched Jurassic Park.
Mace Windu's death, I feel like if you brought him back, it would be like
Boba Fett, Robert Burps.
But Boba Fett came back both times. Disney, canon, and original.
That's fair. Mace Windu never came back in Legends.
I mean, there was theories that Mace Windu was fucking Snoke, man.
Like he was Snoke, or he was having sexual intercourse with Snoke.
Did Baby Yoda seem different this episode too?
There wasn't much of him. He didn't really do much.
But he was very... People reckon that he's been tempted by the dark side. Been tempted by the dark side.
Okay, sorry, I thought maybe it was...
Homosexuality is not the dark side, Alex, okay?
I wasn't implying that.
He was implying.
I just thought maybe Yoda's gay.
I mean,
which I would be perfectly fine with.
I mean, even if he's gay, Jedi aren't allowed to do that shit.
It doesn't matter.
That being said, you know what Luke views? I'm like, yeah, go on, fuck some bitches, Grogu, you fucking go.
And I'm gonna watch. How to get weird quick. It's already super weird.
Yes, this is so weird.
He's a baby.
I mean, he's 50. He's older than Luke.
He is, but he's also a
He
baby.
was in the fucking prequel era, man. He was in the Jedi Temple. Shit, he's seen some shit.
He's like Anakin's age.
Yeah, what the fuck do you think happened during the time between the Order 66 and...
I mean, somebody was like protecting him. Obviously, he's a baby. He can't
But
take
they
care of
weren't
himself.
there when Mando found him. He was just sitting there in a room.
He's in a crib. Mandy got given
he
a
killed
bounty.
a bunch of like random...
People were protecting him. He got given a bounty by old Werner Herzog to go and get him.
Who was protecting him?
I
They
have
just
no
seemed
idea.
like random like fucking mercenaries.
Yeah, so in conclusion, let's go over a little retrospective of season 2. I fucking loved it.
Can I piss first, please? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I need to pee.
And I won't entertain the audience. I'll just cut all of this out.
Fuck you, Alex.
This season of The Mandalorian has been at least 47% better than season 1 in my opinion. I've loved it completely and utterly. There have been, episode 1 was amazing. Episode 2, the filler episode, was still great.
Dude, every episode was great. It was just like some
the
of the better
Ahsoka
others.
episode was some of the best Star Wars we've seen since the
Dude,
original
this episode was some of
trilogy.
the best Star Wars in my opinion.
The Boba Fett episode, I fucking
Boba
love.
Fett, man. Like,
Boba
I
Fett.
felt like as soon as Boba Fett came into it, it was like...
It's funny because I was like, I don't want him in it. They're gonna ruin him. They need to forge their own path. I don't want them to rely
But
on
then
all
as
the.
soon as you saw him...
They did it right. I'm like, okay.
It's because you're so used to being hurt. It's like when people go into a
Disney
relationship
styles.
after they've been hurt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're so scared to give anything a go again.
Fuck you, Disney. Although you made.
No, fuck it. And good on you, Disney, and fuck you, Disney.
Well, yeah. This was a good episode. Some twists and turns I didn't expect. Old Mandy becoming the ruler of Mandalore. I'd like to see how that
Is he
plays
though?
out.
Like, that's a curious
I don't
thing.
know. I don't know where they're going to go, which is also interesting. They've broken up the lone wolf and cub dynamic. I don't know whether the next season has something to do with Boba Fett rather than Mandy.
I definitely don't feel like they'll be covering much about Baby Yoda, that's for sure.
No, well, the
the
he'll
series
come back
has
here
always
and
been
there.
called The Mandalorian.
Yeah, well, that's what
not
I'm saying. It could
the
be.
Baby Yoda.
That's true. That would have kind of spoiled that reveal at the end of the episode.
It would have.
Yeah, the Luke thing, I mean, I'm on the fence. I liked it when they didn't show his face. I liked him on the cameras. I liked him doing his thing. I liked the music. I was kind of getting there, and then he took off his hood and that face. I was just
I
like,
feel like
"Ah."
almost part of me feels like I would have preferred if it was just someone they hired who looked similar to him.
Yeah, I did have that thought. Just hire another actor.
But it was clearly a thing where it's like, we're not going to do this again. This is just a one-time off thing.
I thought after
Let's
the-
make him look like Luke.
The Carrie Fisher thing, they said they weren't going to do that shit anymore. I mean, they obviously did it, so okay. They did it.
Maybe it's more like we're not going to do it without their permission.
After they're dead, yeah, that's fair enough. Just like trudge fucking Alec Guinness's corpse up out of the
It
ground.
was an interesting choice, and I do admit it was definitely one that I was not 100% on board with.
Yeah, I'm
Which
on
is
the
the
fence.
first.
It wasn't like, oh my god. It was like, oh my god.
I was okay with it. I ended up being happy with it, but yeah, it was jarring.
Yeah, I'll see how I feel about it in a year. Probably maybe the same.
Maybe just watch it again tomorrow.
Maybe, yeah. Yes, do you have anything else to add? The final Mandalorian review. We did it. All 8 episodes. We reviewed all 8 episodes.
No.
And season 1 of TNG.
Yeah, I just
We've
feel like
done it.
I just feel like it was a really good season altogether. I don't have any much of bad things to say about it in general.
That's fair enough. And I get ready to get bombarded by endless Star Wars television series until we die.
Yeah, basically. Hey, it was originally going to be endless Star Wars movies till we die. Now it's going to be endless Star Wars television series before we die.
Unless they fuck up the TV series things and then pull all that
Then they'll
back.
go straight back to movies.
An endless cycle of, look at all this stuff, oh we messed it up, don't worry. Look at all this stuff, oh we messed it up, don't worry.
They've managed to keep the Mandalorian fresh for 2 seasons. So that's pretty good.
And then at the end when like we're changing the entire dynamic, we're not going to do the exact same thing for a third time where We've changed the
it's
formula.
to show it's like it's not all about fucking Baby Yoda, cunt. You want to watch this? You're gonna watch it for Mandalorian, motherfucker.
Nah.
But you know, I had an interesting thought though. It ruined the whole thing of Baby Yoda going along with Luke and blah blah blah. Cause I'm like, if this is going into the sequels, Luke's obviously going to take Baby Yoda to his new academy, where Kylo Ren's going to snap and slaughter all the Jedi at the temple.
Smush Baby Yoda under his foot.
Ending Baby Yoda's life.
That's part of the reason I don't want like the Snoke, Sidious, Luke Skywalker thing. I don't want to be tied into the sequels, bro. I fucking hate the sequels.
Yeah, dude, just
episode 7 was
have
good.
there be a different cinematic universe. Fucking,
It's an alternate reality.
yeah, dude, I'm okay with that. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go from there. I mean, it might be. It's still possible they might be.
Well, there's been rumors that they're moving away from the.
Well, I mean,
sequels
apparently,
being
I
canon.
never watched the end of Rebels. I probably will at one point.
Well, yeah, they're bringing like time travel and alternate realities and all this fucking.
I think
hectic-
that's a tie-in to do that.
But I mean, like the prequels are garbage, but they're canon, and that's
I'm
fine.
okay with them in canon.
So am I. I know. Yeah.
The sequels, I'm not so much. But that could just be the same view as the people who watch the originals when they watch the prequels had.
Yeah, we were the generation of the prequels. I watched episode 1 when I was 9. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, one of them's just the right age.
We were perfect age.
But I still like definitely don't like the sequels. So, I mean, The Force Awakens is pretty good.
Well, I love seeing Harrison Ford back.
Yeah, if he wasn't in it, that would have been a garbage movie.
I mean, it was just a New Hope, right?
Yeah, if it wasn't for Harrison Ford, he carried that.
Yeah.
I bet
He
his
carried
back, I bet his
shit
back
out.
hurt afterwards.
Yeah, alright. Thank you all for watching. Help out, like, subscribe, comments, all the facts wrong, null and void.
Etc. And don't say goodbye.
He's got cigarette butts in his brain.
Say goodbye.
He's dead.
What are they going to do, Baby Yoda?
Nothing. Say goodbye to Tom Baker as well.
But why?